polls right now don't mean.
Speaking of the other folks who are.
And Mayor Pete, we get 3 white guys, 2 of them are brontosauruses from Jurassic Park. And that isn't going to sit well with the rest of this party, which has gone so far left. I don't think, Biden's putting off this announcement. I don't know how badly he really wants this. And you have to really want this if you're going to have any chance of winning it.
All right, speaking of the other folks who are running, let's listen to Elizabeth Warren talking about relieving 95% of college debt. Watch this.
We are going to roll back student loan debt for about 95% of students who have debt. And part 2 is to make sure that we never get in this mess again on student loan debt. And that is to make college universally available with free tuition and fees.
Let's make a mental note of this, ladies and gentlemen. She said college, not universities. Because one should have more, the university should be more geared towards. If you want, I'm going to get more into this, but let's continue.
So there's a lot of free stuff in a lot of these plans. Medicare for all rush, free college tuition, your debt goes away. The president in the latest approval numbers is down around 39%. So is he vulnerable to all of these promises from all of these Democrats?
No, the polls right now don't mean anything, Martha. Does anybody remember the poll 2 years before 2016? They all had Hillary winning at a landslide. There's way too much that's going to happen. Pocahontas is not going to be the nominee. But, these Democrats are all in the process of trying to out-leftist or out-liberal each other, and they're in a contest to who can give away the most. But with Elizabeth Warren forgiving college loans, forgiving that debt, and then promising free college and Medicare for all and a Green New Deal, why is anybody going to need to go to...
You notice that this guy here, as he's wearing his little suit. Mr. Goldman, because he's so fucking rich. You know why? Because he did
college. Because nobody's going to need a job, because the Democrats are going to be giving everybody a universal basic income. So why does any of this matter? None of this is real. None of this can happen. This is disinformation, and it's really, I think it's an indication
of just how... Ladies and gentlemen, to read between the lines and really listen to what this guy is saying. It's horrifying.
How little they think of their own voters, that their own voters don't even want to work. They don't even want to achieve. They don't even want to pursue excellence. They just want to have their hands out and vote for whoever who's going to give them the most. What a way to ruin a life. Nobody would raise kids this way. Why in the world does the Democrat Party think? Well, I can answer that too. Sometimes the best questions I get are those I ask myself. And why do they care? Because they can't win on policy. They can't win on anything of substance. So they have to demonize, they have to criticize, they have to impugn and destroy the credibility of all of their opponents. And then
another thing, listen to what you preach there, old man. You're demonizing your the Democrats, you fucking Republican. You're demeaning them down and then saying that people aren't going to, and it just gets worse.
Promise to give everything away, promise to be Santa Claus. And it's not going to work against Trump. It might work against a Romney, or it might work against a traditional Republican. It won't work against Donald Trump.
Well, let me ask you this then, because it seems that when you go to high schools and college campuses and even in Hollywood and other places, that Democrats have won the argument to a certain extent. There's a feeling in this country among a lot of people that this is the way we should live. So, it really breaks down the country in terms of those who think that we should be given all of these things and the people who are Trump supporters.
Why not?
Martha, if you would go to the places in this country that are not on the coasts, not in the elite big urban areas, if you would go to...
Did you catch that? The elite urban areas.
the areas that Donald Trump won the election. Traditional.
Where he won the freaking elections. Oh no,
Democrat,
he's not
white, working class, and even blue-collar neighborhoods. You're not going to find that kind of attitude. These are the people that Democrats used to rely on. They are the people that Democrats have lost. These are the people that vote for Trump, and they love Trump even more than they did in 2016. The majority of this country is not yet at the place where it wants everything given to them. Of course, young people want things given to them. Kids always do. People that are not yet mature, haven't lived enough, but we're doing a great disservice to our kids by shortchanging their humanity, shortchanging their opportunities to excel. To be.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? To shortchange you guys to want to excel. Like they want you to be miserable in order to get what they want. Not for you.
To become larger than themselves. Yeah. They're nothing more than pawns that can be bought with votes. And I don't think that there is a majority of our population that up against Donald Trump is a key element here. I don't think there's a majority population that is serious about thinking this is the way the country ought to be run. You know, the student loan forgiveness. What about people who took loans and paid them back?
Yeah, again, this is for the people that are in debt, you fucking son of a bitch.
What are we going to do? Give them reparations? Are they going to ask for refunds? I mean, where does all of this stop? It isn't going to happen in the first place. That's it. It's, all of this is disingenuous and dishonest, and it doesn't get anywhere near the heart of the problems that we are having in this country, which I happen to think revolve around the dissipation of our culture, the dissolution of our society, and so forth. And they are the culprits for this, and they need to be stopped. And this kind of stuff is not their route back. And the fact that they're talking about Joe Biden or Crazy Bernie, who is leading everybody at this stage, I think is a testament to how bankrupt they actually are.
All right. I want to play something for you from Hillary Clinton at the Time 100 conference that she was speaking at, where she says, because I know how much you love the Time 100 conference and how much you love Hillary Clinton. So here she is. Here she is talking about why she believes that President Trump should be indicted. Listen to this.
There's enough there that any other person who had engaged in those acts would certainly have been indicted. The whole matter of obstruction was very directly sent to the Congress. I mean, if you read that part of the report, it could not be clearer.
Well, what's going through your mind as you're listening to that, Rush?
I was trying not to listen to that. You know, this is the irony. Hillary Clinton is who tried to rig a presidential election, Martha.
Let's just for a minute and let's sort of whine on that. It was Donald Trump's son who supposedly rigged the election. Just saying.
Hillary Clinton and her pals at the Obama Department of Justice and the FBI, they are the ones who colluded with the Russians. They are the ones that gave us this entirely, totally bogus Steele dossier. For Hillary Clinton, you know what irony? For Hillary Clinton to be talking about impeaching Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton needs to be investigated, she needs to be indicted, and she needs to be in jail. And many of her co-conspirators in this whole sordid affair, which amounted to nothing more than a silent coup to overturn the election results of 2016, Hillary Clinton demanding at Trump. You talk about sour grapes. This is a woman's been rejected by the American people twice, rejected by her party in 2008. She had to rig the primaries against Crazy Bernie in 2016 to get the nomination. She is the last person who ought to be listened to about what ought to happen to Donald Trump. She hasn't accomplished anything anywhere near what Donald Trump has accomplished. She is in no position here to sit here and say what she saw in the Mueller. Well, she can say it. She's an American.
I'm just gonna leave it there. Look at her face. Look, seriously, look at her face. She's like, excuse me? Oh, really? And this guy here, he's so far behind. He's trying to bring up Hillary Clinton thing again. I got 5 seconds. It was his son, ladies and gentlemen. So propaganda, you're fine.